What's going on, y'all? I had to make this video because I am getting tired, and I'm gonna designate this to a particular race, but I think that it can benefit anybody who watches it. Period. But I want to talk to African American people for a second. I'm making this video because I'm sick of the victim mentality rhetoric that's being pushed from the left and the Democratic Party. And it's not valid, and it's destroying young black men. You know why? Because I used to be one of those people until I went to college and I learned something. Things were revealed to me, and I realized that I had been lied to and been deceived for a long time. And let me tell you this. The Democratic Party wants African Americans to continuously be victims, right? They love to glorify the victimhoods. They love to glorify the places in history where black people were victims. But they only glorify those places. They only want blacks to think that they've been oppressed since all the way to the 50s, everywhere in the United States. See, this is what they don't want to tell you. They don't want to tell you that the first black judge was a judge in the late 1700s. I think like 1760 something. The first black judge. Look it up. His name is Wentworth Cheswell. Wentworth Cheswell. Look him up. First black judge. He's the third black. That constitutes as you being black, same as then it is today. First black judge. They don't want you to know that. We keep going. The first black millionaire was a female. Madam C.J. Walker. Some call her Sarah Love Breedlove, I think Breedlove, which I think was her maiden name, her birth name. I'm not sure, but you can look her up as any one of those. Sarah Breedlove or Madam C.J. Walker. I grew up knowing her as Madam C.J. Walker, the first black millionaire. Now, being a millionaire in the late 1800s, early 1900s, she died in like 1915 or 17 or something like that. But she was a millionaire in the late 1800s. Now, that's like being a billionaire right now. So they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that George Washington Carver, who was one of the greatest scientists ever, was a scientist in the late 1800s. They don't want you to know about Booker T. Washington, who worked in the White House in the early 1900s. Maybe even late 1800s. They don't want you to know that. People don't understand that black people have been free since the late 1700s in the North. The same amount of free states, it was the same amount of free states as there were slave states. They don't want you to know that. Everybody talks about Harriet Tubman, the Underground Railroad, where she wasn't taking people to La La Land, okay? She was taking people to the North. Where? Where they were free. Where black people were free, where black people could have their own businesses and do things like that. Yeah, there was probably still a level of discrimination, but they had opportunities. Like George Washington Carver, like Wentworth. They had opportunities to be judges, to be scientists. Madam C.J. Walker to be a millionaire. So, but they want to talk to you about the slaves, right? They want to say, well, you know what? She freed slaves. White people had slaves. Well, they won't talk about the people who helped Harriet Tubman. She wasn't just taking slaves straight to the North. She had to stop into houses to keep them protected, to give them the food and water on the journey. Those were white people that helped them. Well, what about those people? But see, as a black man, these people that want to keep you divided don't want you to know about that. They don't want to celebrate the white people who helped Harriet Tubman in the Underground Railroad, who were just as responsible for the success of the Underground Railroad as Harriet Tubman. I mean, she was brave enough to put her life on the line, and they were brave enough to put their life on the line. I think they were just as important. They don't want to talk to you about that. They don't want you to know your history. See, I took African American Studies in college. They don't want you to they don't want you to know that stuff because they want you to feel like you're a victim. See, drinking out of water fountain was a Southern thing. They didn't have that problem in the North. You know, segregation was at a better state in the North than it was in the South. But they only want you to remember the segregation and discrimination in the South. They want you to remember the riots in the South. They don't want to talk to you about the North. See, if anybody know about Emmett Till, who LeBron James want to bring up, which is absolutely ridiculous. Emmett Till was killed for no reason, tortured, brutalized. His mom had an open casket so the world can see what was happening in the South. He wouldn't have got killed in the North. He was from the North. He came to visit his uncle in the South and ended up getting killed by some racists. They got off and then confessed after they got off that they did it. Anyway, and LeBron James want to bring it up and equate that to somebody spray painting his $30 million home, the fence to his $30 million home, or whatever you want to call it. So let's move forward. But this is all I'm saying. It makes me frustrated that the Democratic Party wants to victimize and make us African Americans as victims. We are not victims anymore. We are victors. Are there situations of discrimination in this country? Yes. Is it going to stop you from achieving goals? No. Because in the 1700s, it didn't stop us from being judges. Late 1800s, it didn't stop us from being millionaires or scientists or going to schools. Do your history. Look up the historical black colleges. Look up some of this stuff. We have been able to be successful for a very long time. People working in the White House in the 1800s, African Americans. Don't let these people deceive you. There are racist people in this world. Yes. It can't stop you from being successful. That's the difference. A person can drop the N-word on you all you want. They can't do nothing to you. You can still go to whatever school you want to. You can still get your education. They can't stop you from studying. They can't stop you from working hard and becoming what you want to be. They can't stop Ben Carson. But see, they want you to hate people like Ben Carson. They want you to hate people like me. They want you to hate people like Allen West. They want you to hate African American people who have decided that we're not going to be the victims anymore, and we're not going to make excuses and point the finger at people. We're going to start doing introspection or not doing inspection at all. But they want you to hate us because we are going to destroy their agenda. Because if black people are successful, if black people have equal rights, there is no Democratic Party. If you don't have to play the victim anymore, there's no Democratic Party. And they know that. So they want you to be the victim. And some of y'all are going to watch this and think, oh, yeah, he'll sell out. Listen to what I'm saying. Do your research. Find out the truth. Because the truth is the only thing that's going to truly set you free. Our forefathers will be rolling in our graves hearing that we still pointing the finger at the white man. They'll be rolling in our graves when they see us calling each other the N-word. They'll be rolling in their graves saying that we're claiming or acting as if we don't have opportunities that they died for us to have. They'll be rolling in their graves. They see us not voting when they died for us to vote. They'll be rolling in their graves if they saw our lack of a pursuit of excellence. They saw us killing each other, robbing each other, putting each other down, hating on each other. Rolling in their graves when they see us reference them out of context. When you reference Martin Luther King, but you forget the fact that he said that he want people to be judged by their character, not the color of their skin. But we still point the finger at the color of the skin. Rolling in their graves. These people that I mentioned, George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington, Harriet Tubman, Madam C.J. Walker, I could keep going on and on and on. Paul Laurence Dunbar. These people would be rolling in their graves if they saw what we were doing to each other. If they saw that we got on TV and said black on black crime is in the mid 90%, white on white crime is in the 80s. Why are we talking about black on black crime? Because it's like 10% higher. There's a problem here that we don't want to address. So that's all I got to say. This video can go for 45 minutes. But I want to keep it short and sweet. We have to stop living as victims and start living as victors. Know your history so you can know the past so you can know where you're going. Don't let nobody tell you can't be. Look at George Washington Carver. Don't let nobody tell you can't be a scientist. That you can't change the world because somebody holding you back. It don't work like that. Let's overcome these things. Let's realize that there is racism that occurs, but it doesn't have power over you. People call you the N-word. It don't have power anymore. I want us to realize that. So that's all I got to say, man. I'm probably going to make a couple more videos about this, but we got to change. This ain't just for African-American people. This is for all people. We got to realize we got to work together. We've been working together in the past. Not every white person was a slave owner. How do you think we made it this far? Not only black people fought in the Civil War. Okay, so I'm out of here. Like this video, share this video, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at The Officer Tatum. I think that's all my social media. I'm on Instagram. My Instagram is, mostly fun stuff. So share this video, follow me, like it if you like it, man. I really appreciate it when you guys like it and share it. So all right, see you guys later. See you on the next one.